Testing, 1, 2, 3, just making sure my mic is working. Hello everybody. Welcome back. It's good to be back here at Lightning Speed Racing. Really excited to get the racing underway here at Bahrain. This is the first ever live stream / race on the F1 2023 game, and there is so much to talk about as this season gets underway. We've had a pretty long summer break, first off. And we'll be going over everything that's changed and just heading into this race as well. I'll explain everything, but first up, we are here at Bahrain, the Secure International Circuit. First race in Formula 1 was back in 2004. First race in LSR was back in Season 1. Very first LSR Bahrain Grand Prix was in the very first season of this league as well. This circuit has 15 turns to make up the 5.4 kilometer track. That's 3.3 miles long, for those wondering about that format. And then there's also 3 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for around here as well. And that will help the overtakes across this entire circuit, providing more exciting action, I guess, for us watching. But anyway, I am Formula Jonah, your commentator / host for today's stream. I'm also the league founder, as well as one of 4 founders of this league back in 2020. And yeah, I've been here, and this is my first time, I guess, commentating on Group 2 in a very long time. I think I last commentated Group 2 back in Season 2, because I've been racing here in this division, and there's some massive changes with this this league and with this division, and we're going to be talking all about this. But I want to mention as well, thank you everybody for joining us. It's been a very long time, like I said, since we have been here live streaming on the LSR YouTube channel for a small race. This is not an official session. This is just a preseason event, but I thought it'd be cool to talk about some of the changes that's going on with LSR, talk about some action out on track, get this channel more active again as the season progresses. But yeah, I guess the first major change, right now at least, is that these are not the official cars as well. What the drivers have been instructed to do is that they take a player car, or a multiplayer car as some call it, and take it as, design it as one of their cars that they usually drive out on track. So for instance, let's take a look at Viperize. You can see this car is similar to a Ferrari. It's not exactly the same, of course, but since Viperize drives the Ferrari in Season 5, he will be driving this car today. So all the multiplayer cars are similar to the actual liveries that these drivers will be driving in the actual season itself. Reason being because of a tire wear glitch. This has really affected all leagues across the entire F1 community. This patch will be coming on July 10th, but since, as of recording this, it is July 8th, the patch has not been patched, I guess. So we can't have the actual F1 cars out on screen because they are not equal, effectively. We'll go into that a little bit later on. But right now, we already have our first times on the board. Dodaligo in the Haas kind of livery here. Has set the time, a 1:29.818. Fastest time on the board at the moment. Viperize and Vacant Haddock are first, second, and third. Then we have Tom and Natty McNasty. Now, that's another huge change for Group 2 is the driver lineup. There is some massive changes coming into Season 5. Zayek now goes fastest overall in the second Ferrari-esque car with a 1:29.5. And I guess I'll start off with the very beginning, since I owe you all an explanation of kind of what's been going on. We've explained this in the announcements of the Discord server, so if you want a full explanation, go check that out. But basically, Last season, in Season 4, we had 3 divisions, Group 1, 2, and 3. Group 1 was on Saturday, Group 2 was on Sunday, and Group 3 was also on Sunday. As you all know, it was very successful. We had very successful 3 tiers. Group 3 was kind of this building up to being a Group 3. Group 2 was pretty good pace, but wasn't like insanely fast. And then you had that Group 1, which was, I'd say, a mixture between like really, really fast guys and then drivers that were like super fast Group 2 drivers that were also basically it was kind of like a mix between drivers. For this season, what we have done is we have really revamped the whole league and whole divisions, because we feel that we want closer racing. We want better racing. We want more equal racing between all these drivers. We want more of experienced players on the grid in a very well-structured tier-based system, and assist-based system as well. Group 1 has now moved to Sundays. And it's for the elite. It's for the esports drivers. It's for like those drivers that are like setting 124s or something like that here at Group 1, or here in LSR, I guess. And it's for basically the fastest drivers in all of league racing. Every single driver has now gone through like a simulation. Basically, we've tested them. We know their pace. We've gone through their background, basically, of where they have been in league racing. Basically, we have evaluated them to make sure that they are the best of the best, basically, and the most consistent as well. Another thing we're striving for this season is cleaner racing. Season 4 was great and all, but it had some, I guess, issues, especially in our top tier. We had some, I don't know how to really call it, but I guess crashes. I guess that's the only term I can use in the most nicest and respectful way I can say. But yeah, that really didn't impact the league, so we thought we needed a change. And so what we've come up with is this, basically. Group 1 is now on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's effectively 7 p.m. British time for anybody over on the European side of the globe. And that is for the fastest drivers. No assists as well. Actually, that is wrong. There is 1 assist available. That is line. Everything else is off. And that goes for full-time drivers. That goes for reserves. That goes for everything. We also just have our owner leading away. That Ickle Bickle is, or now Ickle, I guess, is leading away the Group 1 championship. And now Group 2 has moved to Saturdays, back to what it originally was back in Season 1 and 2. And we have a fantastic grid for Group 2. And as I explained in the short preview for this league and this season, Group 1 is effectively now, Group 2 is now effectively the old Group 1 of Season 4, because we have a bunch of drivers from Group 2, from Group 1 last season. So you have people like Vacant, who is an incredibly fast driver. He is now in Group 2. You got people like Tom, another very quick driver in Group 2. Then you got Jojo as well, another fast driver. Zayak, Sonic, who's actually NYR. He now goes by Sonic, and there's a few other drivers as well. They are not making it today. It's kind of half the grid, I guess, of what we will see in the official season itself. But yeah, so whole grid has been completely redone, and I'll give a quick update here. Sonic, aka NYR, is fastest overall at 129.4. 1/10 of a second faster than Zayak. Then it is Alexis Beast in that Mercedes, then the Jojo and Dodoligo. That's the top 5 at the current moment. But yeah, we've basically turned Group 2 into this really, really fast tier, but also maintaining that source of just being a chill tier as well. I'd say Group 1 has always been that like high competitive, fun of course, but also like really intense tier. Group 2 is also got that part of it, I guess. It's also got that very intense, like competitive section of it, but then it also has this like, I don't really know how to explain it, like, I guess fun, like just chill kind of friends group, you know, all that sort of thing. And that's no disrespect to any driver or tier or whatever, but I'm just saying it's got that, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's got that like sense of, I don't know how to really explain it. But anyway, yeah, so Group 2 has remained the same in that source of competitive-wise. But yeah, I'd say the whole league has gone through some major changes. And what I stated before, Group 2 has gone through some major changes. It's just that the sense of that fun element, that friends group element is still there from what it was in the previous 4 seasons. But yeah, I think we're going to see a very different Group 2 from what we've seen in the past. I think we're going to see a much more competitive Group 2. I think we're going to see a much more just fast group of drivers here, experienced racers as well, as Viperize goes into first place. Zayak now, his teammate, actually goes into first, taking over, and as well, I will go over the driver lineups later on if I get a chance. It's kind of hard to tell right now, considering that they're all playing the player cars as Husky rejoins the session. But yeah, I think some strong teams that we can see right now is Alexis, Beast, and James. That's the Mercedes team. As Dodaligo now goes fastest overall for the Haas team, a 129.202. So Dodaligo, fastest overall. Is Dodaligo the driver to be challenging for this championship? He was very quick last season, got that win, his first win last time out in Portugal. So I think Dodaligo is going to be one to challenge for that championship. He is driving for Haas with Electric Envy. Very good lineup at Group 2. And in the Group 2 Haas team, of course. And then we also have the Mercedes team, James and Alexis Beast, 2 drivers that were super consistent last season, but were, I guess, in this rivalry as well. I think I was also involved in that. It was the Aston Martins versus the Red Bulls, really. But now they join each other in the same team at Mercedes, so I'm interested to see what they can do. We also have Husky and Some Guy in the Aston Martins. Husky makes a return as a full-time driver. Great to see him back in the full-time seat. He was last, I think he was last in a full-time seat in Group 2 of Season 3. And I think he was driving for Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. But he's back in Aston Martin, replacing myself and James. And Some Guy as well joins him in that Aston seat. Ferrari has got Zayak and Viperize. I think one of the most spiciest lineup on the grid, just because those two are incredibly consistent drivers, very fast drivers. Both were actually full-time Group 1 drivers last season. And I think we're kind of in the mix in Group 2 as well. We know, of course, Viperize took Mercedes to the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, they are at Ferrari. I think Ferrari's going to be one to watch this season. Alpine, the teammates from Season 3 in Group 1 at Red Bull have returned to Alpine. Vacant Haddock at NYR. Man, oh man, what a race lineup that is for Alpine F1 team. Vacant and NYR, aka Sonic. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I think they have a they're very consistent, very competitive. I think that those two are going to be getting along nicely. They really work well as a team as well. We saw that in Season 3, 2 seasons ago, in Group 1 at Red Bull. So definitely watch out for them as we have 4 minutes left of this qualifying session. Also, watch out for Alfa Romeo and McLaren. I think both of those teams are going to be seriously competitive in terms of the consistent battle. You got McLaren, which is Tom and Yaboring as well. Yaboring back in Group 2. Last he was appearing here, I think, was Group 3, and he was challenging, Season 3. And he was challenging for the title as well. And then, of course, Tom last season was in Group 2 and Group 1. Again, we are only having we're not having a driver in 2 different tiers. If they're going to race in 2 different tiers, it's only going to be that crossplay division, which I'll talk about in a bit if I get a chance. But yeah, Tom and Yaboring, definitely excited to see what they can do. And Tom, of course, here in that McLaren-styled livery. I want to see if I can get an onboard with one of these drivers as well, so we can take a look at this brand new game, F1 23. Alfa Romeo has a good lineup as well. Natty McNasty and Elian Bayan. Elian, of course, our first ever Group 2 champion. He makes a return to full-time drive. Natty McNasty was super impressive in Group 3 last season, and really shows that he's got the pace for potential championship material in Group 2, honestly. Really excited to see what Natty can do in that Alfa Romeo car. Then, of course, we have the AlphaTauris, Xiaomi and Jojo, another lineup that I think is going to really, really show that they have the pace for the Constructors' Championship. Jojo here today. Actually, he's out on an OWLAP, so we can see if we can get on board with them. And yeah, he's going to be driving for AlphaTauri with Xiaomi. Both were, both were Group 1 last season. Jojo was racing Group 1 as reserve. Xiaomi was full-time at Williams. And Xiaomi, of course, won the championship with STR Tano, or helped STR Tano and himself to the championship at Season 3's Mercedes team, if I'm not mistaken. So Xiaomi's definitely got the pace, and a podium sitter in Group 1 as well, coming into the new revamped Group 2. Definitely going to be a team to watch out. And our final team is Williams. Tommy XXC in that Williams car, Group 3 champion last season, multiple Group 2 winner, a driver for the championship, and Awesome Gumball making a return to full-time drive. Let's take it on board with the Jojo in that AlphaTauri-style livery on this brand new F1 23 game. Here we go. Jojo down to turn 1. This is a heavy braking zone for a lot of drivers. Rotate that steering wheel all the way to the right and a flick to the left as you come into turn 2 and 3. A little bit of an uphill crest as well. DRS immediately enabled as the AlphaTauri driver comes down to turn 4. Great place to make an overtake as well, and a great place to go side by side with your rival. Into the S's now. This is a very tricky part of the track as the driver is going to want to make sure they don't go wide of the exit of 7 right there because you can go wide, spin the car, and cause a bit of chaos, I guess. Turn 8, a great place to make a dive bomb to the inside as the cars want to make sure that they don't do a dive bomb. And here at turn 10, this is very tricky to do, but not impossible, as we saw Fernando Alonso did back in 2023. On to the third DRS straight as Luke 2 Red joins the session, I think, as a reserve. Jojo's going to head down into turn 11 now. A great place for an overtaking section as well. Up the hill into turn 12. A very big traction point. Turn 11 and 12. Don't get it on that curb. You can spin the car very easily. Into 13. It's a purple sector for Jojo. P5 at the current moment. Onto a straight that has no DRS. Just powering their way down into the final braking zone. Turn 14. Go a little bit wide on purpose. That's how you get the car wrestled in as you get onto the power. Shifting up to 6th. Now to 7th, now to 8th, Jojo to the line. What can he do? It is provisional pole position, a 129.1, a very competitive lap time from Jojo, showing that he's got the pace for the championship in the full season. Who's next to cross the line, though? Is there anyone else on track? Vacant Haddock is up on his time by around 1/10 of a second. Natty McNasty is up by 7/10 of a second, a 130.0. Watch out for Natty in that beautiful livery, the beautiful red, blue, and silver, I want to say. But who's next? Watch out for those Ferraris as well. Zayek, 3/10 up, or now it's switched to 1. So not sure what time he's up on. Viperize is next across the line, though. Watch out for Husky and I believe Sonic as well. Viperize is purple in the second sector. Viperize could be on for provisional pole position here in Bahrain. Let's see what he can do. On board with the Ferrari driver, Viperize to the line now. Let's see what he can do. A 129.4 currently at the moment. Viperize to the line. It's a 129.2. He stays in 4th position. Who's next? Vacant Haddock, I believe, just went 6th fastest, joins his teammate on the 3rd row of the grid. Watch out for Zayek as well, purple in the 2nd sector. At Dodaligo, a 129.2. These are the 2 drivers to watch as they come to the line now. Also watch out for Natty McNasty, who has improved to stay 8th, though. Dodaligo goes on provisional pole, but Zayek beats him at the last second. Oh, into the 128s, a 128.9. What a lap time from Zayek, but also what a lap time from Dodaligo. Both drivers at the line take 1st and 2nd position, with Jojo, Viperize, and Sonic in 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. What an end to this preseason. Remember, preseason qualifying session for LSR Group 2. This is only preseason, and we're seeing mad times coming from these drivers. Congratulations to Ferrari. Congratulations to Zayek. That is a stunning lap time here in Bahrain. Zayek first on the board here in Bahrain. Dodaligo in 2nd, followed by Gajojo. Viperize, Sonic, Vacant, Alexis Beast, Natty, and Tom. And Husky rounds off the top 10. However, Sonic does have that 5th-place grid penalty, so Vacant will actually start ahead of his teammate in the Alpine. So here we go, race start, no formation lap as well, as that is still a glitch, unfortunately. Hopefully they fix that later on, but they did in 2022, so I suspect that won't be fixed. But anyway, thank you all for joining us here. I apologize if I do get a little too loud on the comms as well. I tend to put all emotions into commentating. But anyway, here we go. Racing is about to begin. We're going to go for the first ever session. Also, tune in tomorrow for Group 1. We will see their first session, commentated by two of our drivers on the grid, Vacant and James. Really excited to see what they can do. But here we go. Stay on board with us for these 14 drivers that are participating in this fun preseason event. No points awarded, just for fun, just racing to get up to speed. And I'm commentating just to have some fun, talk with you guys, talk about the season, talk about this race, and get used to being on the comms again. Because I'm not going to have a lot of time to commentate throughout the season, but I'd like to do it with every time I have. So anyway, here we go. If you are new to LSR as well, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We have lots of content coming out, not just on our 3 divisions, but we also have a 4th F1 division and a GT division, and some events coming out as well, which are going to be really fun if we have the opportunity to do so. This league is expanding like crazy, guys. We already have 5 divisions, which is insane. Here we go. Racing is go! For 13 drivers on the grid, lights out, racing begins! Here we go, Zayak leads away! Jojo trying to challenge him, though. They're 3 wide heading down to turn 1. Dodaligo in the fight as well as they come down to the first corner. It is Zayak that leads away. Jojo right in the back of the Ferrari car as Alexis Beast is actually... Oh, wait, hold on a second. That's Vacant Haddock moving down the order. Contact between Vacant and Dodaligo, it seems. As Zayak still leads away, but here comes Jojo in that AlphaTauri style car. Viperize in third, followed by Alexis and Natty McNasty. Here we go, the top 5 are away, and the rest of the grid is away as well. Luke Tourette has made up a few positions in that reserve car. Sonic trying to make a move on Luke, it seems. Let's take a look at that. Luke is still in 12th, though, and is there any damage to Vacant? Is there any damage to Dodaligo? Let's take a look. Can't tell... Oh, front end plate is gone on Dodaligo's car. Ooh, meanwhile, Flea goes off the track, it seems. James and Keenstone side by side. That's that beautiful Mercedes going past the pink-styled Force India car. Oh, they're still side by side. Don't make contact, boys. Oh, they're going to keep it going. Nice maneuver for Keenstone. Nice defense from James as well. Both are keeping this battle going. But here we go. Crossing the final corner to start lap 2 of the Bahrain Grand Prix, or Bahrain preseason race. The top 4 are just separated by around 3 or 4 tenths of a second. Zayak leads away. That's a car heading into the pit lane as well. I believe that is Husky in that Aston Martin-styled car. And Viperize trying to make a defense against Alexis Beast in that Mercedes-styled car. I'm going to say styled car because it's not actually a Mercedes. Is trying to put pressure on these top 3. 4-way fight for the race lead on lap 2. As we see Dodaligo and Vacant in the pit lane as well. So 3 cars in the pits. And we also have Natty in P5, a bit of a breakout as we also see Keenstone looking for the move on James. Here we go. James is going to keep that defense, though. So James did eventually get past in that Mercedes. Keenstone's going to have to wait a little bit longer to try and make that move on the Mercedes car. He's getting very close. And here comes Sonic as well. Watch out for that Alpine. So the battle for 7th has stopped for the time being. Meanwhile, up at the front, Viperize looking for the move on Jojo. Is he going to do anything? Not just yet. And here's the possible race strategies as well. Powered by AWS, mediums to hards is likely the best strategy. Viperize powering his way down, trying to make this a Ferrari 1-2. Let's see if he can do it. There comes Viperize. You can see the speed. Here goes the Ferrari. Viperize is looking for the move. Possibly to the inside line. He's trying to stand it. He's going for it. Then he backs off. But Jojo goes a little bit wide, allowing Viperize to sneak in maybe. No, he's just going to stay in 3rd position. Meanwhile, battle for 7th. Here's Sonic up into 7th. James down to 9th. Good racing, it seems, between these three as Alexis has now made the move on Viperize. That Mercedes just squeezes past Viperize in that Ferrari. And Alexis is up into 3rd place now. Viperize goes a little wide. And now he's down to 4th. So that move on Jojo, maybe he depleted his ERS and Alexis took advantage of that and is now trying to get past, has now successfully got past Viperize, but is now trying to get past the race leaders. So that 4-way fight is continuing on. And watch out for Natty as well. Natty closing in on this fight. Oh, car's going wide, it seems. Sonic and Kingsholm. As James now gets past. So the battle for 7th continues on. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, James gets ahead. For the time being, Kingsholm sees a little bit of an opportunity. Let's ride on board with that pink, beautiful Force India, I want to say it is. Oh, Racing Point. Kingsholm sees an opportunity. James goes a little bit wide. He's just going to stay ahead and watch out for Sonic as well. He is going to the inside line, heading down to turn 14. Here we go. There goes Sonic. He's made the move. And Kingsholm, but Kingsholm's still there actually. Kingsholm has stayed ahead. As meanwhile, battle for the race leads Zayak and Jojo. Side by side heading into turn 2. Zayak is just going to squeeze ahead. Watch out for Alexis as well. That Mercedes. He gets a very good exit. Now uses the slipstream from that AlphaTauri as Alexis is just going to stay behind. The top 3 are just separated by around 0.2 of a second. Here we go. Alexis trying to go for the move. Meanwhile, the battle for 8th is going off. Ooh, this is getting incredibly close. Kingsholm's just going to squeeze ahead of Sonic. Flea in the fight as well. Flea, of course, a reserve for Group 2. A returning driver, actually, as Husky rejoins the session. Meanwhile, Sonic looking for a move, maybe like Fernando Alonso. Is he looking for it to the inside? No, he's not. He's just going to stick behind. But Kingsholm getting a little bit too much of the power, it seems. Sonic going to use a little bit of that ERS to overtake that pink F1 car. And Kingsholm's going to have to let him pass. Sonic moves into 8th position, but gets a little bit too much on the throttle, it seems, or a little late on the brakes. Either way, Kingsholm is still on the back of that ahead of that Alpine. Flea is now on the back as well. And watch out for Luke 2 Red, our Group 3 driver, actually joining as reserve. And then, oh, look at the front. Jojo going for a move. It's a 3-way fight. Oh, my goodness. Zayak has lost the lead to Jojo. You can see him really struggling for pace, it seems, off the exit. And also keep in mind on the tires as well. Both the leaders are on hards, where Alexis Beast is on the medium compound tires. Tom as well on the mediums. Top 3 still separated by around 4 or so tenths of a second. Actually, 8 tenths of a second. Sorry, I read that wrong. Dodoligo, fastest lap. It's what could have been situation in this little preseason race for Dodoligo and Vacant Haddock. Oh, Tom is out! Whoa! Is that a retirement on track, though? That seems to be... Yeah, that's a retirement on track. I wonder why he's done that. That is it's technically against the rules in LSR, but I think it's a warning, if anything. But since this is a preseason race, I don't think it really matters. But that does shake up the order just a little bit. Tom was P6. He's down, out of the race, I guess. So now James is in P6. Oh, Sonic was looking for a move there. Sonic's very late on the brakes into turn 13. That's a good thing, actually. Like, he's able to have more grip, it seems, as Tom is now out of the race for the McLaren car. Hopefully we see him back for the next one, though. Watch Sonic as well. Sonic coming on James. Oh, wrong camera angle. There we go. You can see he's got the DRS. Is he going to send it? He's going for it. Down the inside goes Sonic. Oh, he makes a little bit of a mistake, though. James is going to come back. James and Sonic side by side. Who's going to get ahead? This is incredibly close racing between these two drivers, as Sonic does get ahead, but James is looking for the inside maneuver. He's just going to stick behind, though. Meanwhile, move for the race lead. Zayak has re-overtaken Jojo. Sorry, I missed out on my camera angle, but there was so much happening. Zayak is back in the lead, though. But Jojo and Alexis are right behind him. And remember, Alexis is on the medium compound tires. He's going to have a lot more grip than these two drivers, especially in the second sector. That's where Alexis is going to thrive in these particular stages of the race. Jojo is going to want to use that DRS, though, and make sure he gets close enough to Zayak to make that overtake for first position. And these drivers know as well that this is just for fun. It's just a preseason event. We're not actually racing for points or anything like that. Oh, meanwhile, Kingzome off the track at turn 11. Maybe a spin of some kind on the curb. I've done that multiple times myself, so no worries. This some drivers may be testing out some setups. As here goes Jojo on Zayak for the race lead. And watch Alexis as well. He might be looking for that overtake. He's just going to stick behind those. Zayak's going to stay in second. Smart decision from the three of them. Alexis just putting his nose right on the back of Zayak there. He's just there or thereabout, but doesn't see an opportunity to make that move just yet. Constant switching between these three drivers, though. It is just incredible. Meanwhile, Viperize has slowly dropped back, it seems, from these three drivers. I wonder if that's down to the tires that he pushed a little bit too hard on the early. Ooh, J.R. Robin asks for a prediction for Group 1 pole tomorrow. That's a great question, Robin. Thank you for asking. And also, good luck to you as well. I believe you're driving for Alpine full-time. Hope you have a great season, and I hope you have a great preseason event tomorrow. But as for your question, oh, hold on a second. I'll have to pause that because we have a move for race lead. That's Zayak now into first position. Yellow flag, meanwhile, I believe that's Husky off the track at turn 3. Jojo gonna stick behind him. He is so close to making that overtake. I will come back to your question in just a second, Robin. As Kingzome is out of the race. Is that a crash? That's a full course safety car. Oh, and that really does affect Jojo. This may affect some strategy calls as well. Alexis, could he go for the hard compound tire pit now? Who's going to pit? Alexis pits, and so does Jojo. Okay, so two drivers in the pit lane here. Zayak, meanwhile, stays out. Viperize pits, so Ferrari doing the different strategy here. Natty stays out in the hards. That's an interesting call. Let's see. So a lot of drivers in the pit lane, actually. That's quite interesting. So Zayak and Natty are the only two to stay out, it seems. And Robin, let me read your comments. One moment. Oh, thank you for the support on the commentary, and it seems like you do some commentary as well. If you'd be interested in doing some comms for us, we would absolutely love that. I know we need somebody for this division, actually, with, I believe, Speedy Gunner, who's going to be our full-time commentator. We also need somebody for Group 3, so if you're interested, contact me. Feel free. And to answer your question on Group 1 poll tomorrow, it's very hard to tell, considering that Group 1 is, like, insanely fast. I mean, we have a bunch of JR drivers now for Group 1, which is awesome to see. And, like, I think I was talking with Ickle and Ethan and some other owners, you know, like admins and owner teams, and we were saying, like, the Group 1 field is basically an esports event. Like, there's so many esports drivers that are coming into this, which is awesome to see. But I keep stalling your question. I'm sorry. I should answer. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's going to be hard. But if you look at the field, let's see here. I don't know. I honestly, well, if it's Bahrain, and I do know one driver that is insanely fast, and to be honest, I don't know a lot of the Group 1 pace. But B-Tom, I'm going to go for B-Tom pole position. I mean, he's won the last 3 championships in that division. But to be honest, I have absolutely no idea. But I'm going to say B-Tom for prediction on pole position. But since my predictions are terrible, it will probably be not so great. And yeah, Robin, it would be either Friday, Saturday, Sunday for LSR on commentary. This division runs today, Saturday, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is, I believe, 9 p.m. British Time. And that's the same for Group 3. Group Crossplay, or Group C as we call it, is Fridays 8:30. We'll have to talk about it with the commentary situation. Speaking of our crossplay division, we have our manager for that division coming into the chat here. Stratting, welcome to the chat, and he asks Group 1 and 2 championship winner prediction. If you had to bet on someone right now. Oh, that's you guys are giving me the hardest questions, but I'm open to answer. Well, I guess we'll start off with Group 2. In Group 2, I mean, there's some seriously fast drivers here in Group 2. I mean, as you guys have seen from this whole stream that we're doing, and the safety car should be ending either probably next lap, if you guys were curious on that. But for the championship in Group 2, I have to say, Tommy, XXC, I'm going to go for him. But, like, you got people like Zayak, you got people like Jojo, Alexis, Viperize, James, you know, all these people could win it. And Stratton, you say Zayak or Tommy, XXC, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But yeah, in Group 1, Robin says Artem or Tails. Oh, man, yeah, who knows, like, with Group 1... I mean, in the past, if we were looking at this statistically, I mean, Group 1 has been dominated by BTOM, but considering that that division has a whole new grid of drivers, whole new fast grid of drivers as well, that are just ridiculous pace. Like, it's incredible how fast these drivers are. It's honestly unknown at this point, but if I had to put my bet on someone in this field of Group 1... I don't know. This is hard. I might go Tails, honestly. Tails has definitely seemed to have some pace. And then, like, Jeslar has looked really quick as well. Ickle is super quick. Jinx is super quick. Kasabi, oh my goodness, I can't pick. I don't know who. And when I look at the whole Group 1 driver lineups, I see that every single one of these drivers has a chance for the championship. Because, like, last season we had, like, I don't want to be, like, disrespectful to anybody, but this is just kind of a fact. There was drivers in that division who'd be like, okay, they're champions, they can win a championship. I think that they have, like, a significant pace advantage over another driver or whatever. But with Group 1 this season, this has never happened where it's been anybody that can win the championship, I'd say. Like, literally anybody. Like, that's how close this field truly is. But yeah, that's to answer your question on the predictions for Group 1 and 2. We'll definitely see it. And viewers as well, don't forget we have 2 more divisions as well. Group 3, which still needs drivers, FYI. Same with the crossplay division. Group 1 and 2 are full at the moment, but you can join in as reserve if anybody does end up needing to leave or something like that. You're welcome to jump into one of those seats. But yeah, Group 3 still needs a few more drivers. I'd say at least 5-6 more seats, and then crossplay division is filling up super fast. I believe we have 17 so far. I want to say we have like 3 more seats available in crossplay. That's on Fridays. FYI, safety cars like going in. So let's take a look at this. Here we go. Zayak, can he lead off the corner exit? Yes, he can. It seems. But Natty's right in the back as well. Here we go. As the race begins on lap 11, it's back underway here in Group 2. Natty possibly looking for the move. He pulls to the inside line. Here he goes. And Alexis trying to make a move. Round the outside. Natty still trying to make the move on Zayak. Here comes Jojo as well. It's a 5-car fight for P1 at the moment. Viperize in this fight as well. Jojo, here we go. 3 wide almost. Heading down into turn 4. And Natty trying to challenge Zayak. 3 wide again. Jojo up into first. Wow, what a move. Zayak still under pressure from Natty, and they all keep it clean. It's a 6-way fight. Car off the track. They're almost 3 wide. A little bit of contact as Zayak Zayak spins around, it seems. He's back out on track, though. Here comes James trying to make a move on Viperize as well. Natty into second. Alexis sends it like Fernando Alonso. Alexis has made the move. Sonic now in the fight. Flea in the fight. This is insane. Meanwhile, JoJo has just rocketed away from all of that. But Alexis and James moving up the field as Viperize is now making it. I can't catch up on anything. This is incredible. Incredible racing. Dodoligo is back. Here comes Vacant Haddock as well. Luke Tourette on the soft tires as well. Keep an eye on him. He's going to have a significant pace advantage versus the rest of the field here. Dodoligo, though, is right on the back of Luke Tourette. Watch out for him making a move on not just Luke, but possibly Flea as well. Flea is not too far up the road. Here comes James and Sonic side by side. They've had great action as well. A little bit of contact between the two drivers, but it seems to be no damage for either one. Meanwhile, here comes Viperize on Natty. Natty on old tires, 11 laps old. And Zayak has meanwhile moved down to 10th position in this race. He's on old tires as well. Oh, James going very wide there. He's just going to sneak into 6th, though. And Sonic will get ahead. Here comes Luke Tourette on Flea. They are side by side. Here comes Viperize on Natty. Viperize down the inside into turn 4. Natty's going to let him through. Viperize up into 3rd now. Ferrari are back into the top 3. Meanwhile, James has moved down to 8th. He's lost a place to Luke. Dodoligo. Oh, and Flea is round. Flea's a little round there. And Dodoligo is now round again. Dodoligo's round as well. But he hasn't lost too much time. Meanwhile, Sonic and Natty swap positions. Remember, Sonic is on newer tires compared to Natty. Natty's on 11-lap-old hards. Luke is now moved to the 6th. Remember, he is on soft tires, which has a significant pace advantage across the rest of the field. James is 7th. Zayak is now moved up to 8th. Zayak's going to have to pit as well. Same with Natty, in the next 2 or 3 laps. Probably onto the mediums if they're wishing to go to the end of the race on those tires. They could technically go to the softs, but they'd have to wait a long time for that. Because the softs die out really quick for around here. I mean, I don't know if it's different on F123, but if it's anything like F122, then for sure, it will definitely be hard for the softs. More action here for 8th, it seems. We have a few comments coming in the YouTube chat as well. I want to make sure I read those. Yes, Fortuna, there is Group 1 and 3, both race on Sundays. Group 1 is definitely the top in terms of drivers. There may be a seat opening there, so if you do want it, we'll see about getting that for you. And to answer your question on the pace, yes, the Group 1, 2, and 3 are classified on pace now. Previously, it was set a little differently, but now in Season 5, it really is based on pace. So Group 1 is the fastest drivers. Oh, Zayak going very wide there at the back. Group 2 is our second division. It's it's no longer the middle division, I'd say. I guess it is. Never mind. I guess it is the middle division. Even though we have four tiers now. But yeah, Group 2 is our second best drivers, I guess. They're not like the top level drivers, but they are the second best, and also they are running mixed assists. So basically no assists for Group 1. Group 2 is a mix, and then Group 3 is for new drivers coming in. It's for drivers that maybe don't have the same speed as some of these other drivers, and like myself, if I'm being honest. Actually, I wish to race in Group 3 if I get a chance. As Luke Tourette and Natty swap positions. Luke up into 5th now. Luke showing some really good pace on those soft tires, but those are going to die off as Flea retires for the session in the pit lane, though, so no issues. There are some line merchants in Group 1, as Robin says. Yes, that is true. That is correct. Viperize and Sonic also swap positions, FYI. Sonic into 4th, Viperize into 3rd. Softs last 13 to 14 laps around here? No, what? Wait, really? okay, so I remember on F122, Sauce usually lasts around at 8 laps. Because I remember unless I just had a horrible setup on that was totally affecting the tires, I remember they really were hurt. Robin says, I lost a league race because I didn't know that they lasted that long. Oh, wait, so is it different on F123, the soft tires? I'm learning here, viewers. I'm totally learning here. This is like one of my first multiplayer commentary. They last much longer than F122. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Is it totally different across all tracks now? Because if that's the case, that improves racing a lot. Meanwhile, JoJo is leading us away by 3 seconds. Robin says somebody pitted on lap 19 under safety car and their softs were 40% after 10. That is interesting. Okay. Well, I need to get into running more soft tires towards the end of the race. Meanwhile, Natty losing a lot of positions. He's been passed by Luke, it seems. James trying to get in the action as well. I wonder if Luke's tires... Oh, Luke goes a little... James and Luke made a little bit of contact there. Luke kind of pushed James wide, although was it Luke's line? You know, I think there's a rule about that as well. So I'm not really sure about that one. And plus incidents, I mean, if incidents aren't really, we're not penalizing drivers here. This is just a preseason race. But it's been pretty clean, I guess, throughout the entire race so far. But even if there was like an intentional takeout, then we would review that driver. But if it's like a slight tap that, I don't know, maybe causes some little incident, I don't know, then it's not going to be investigated too much. Viperize and Sonic swap positions. Sonic up into third now. He's on the hards as well. Sonic on the harder compound tires compared to Viperize. So that is very interesting. That means Viperize maybe pushed a little bit too hard on the mediums. What is my Discord, Robin? It's Formula Jonah. Formula _ Jonah. You can in LSR. You can. I'm under the pink like label kind of thing, as Viperize does get ahead of Sonic now. These two continuing their fight. Sonic's going to have a really good exit out of turn 3 though, but Viperize actually gets the DRS, so Viperize is actually going to have the advantage here over Sonic, so that's good news for them. Meanwhile, battle going on for, what is it, P6th, I think? Position 6th. Luke to red, Vacant Haddock, Husky, James, all in this fight. Husky looking to make that move on James, and that beautiful styled Aston Martin livery. And Luke's tires eventually going to have to drop off. I mean, there's 7 laps at the moment, but if they seriously can go longer, then that's good. Somebody had a little mistake. Yellow flag, and maybe that was Natty. Natty is on old tires, remember. And Zayak did pit for the mediums. Natty's going to have to pit at some point, so James is going to inherit P5. So Natty definitely has to pit. Oh, that's James round! A crash for the Mercedes driver. So James down in 10th now. That's not good for Mercedes and James. He hasn't lost so much time. He hasn't lost like an entire like sector to another car, but he has lost a little bit of time to the rest of the field. Vacant Haddock still making his recovery drive from the lap 1 incident. Not really sure what happened in lap 1. Whatever did happen, it was unfortunate, of course. Vacant could make a move into turn 1. Let's see if he does it. No, he cannot. Too far behind, but that's okay. He's got another opportunity. He's gets a little bit too much of the power there. You can see him trying to straighten the steering wheel. That's going to affect his overtake. And Luke to red is now going to make that overtake, or try to, on Husky. So he goes a little bit wide. Ooh, not a little bit, very wide actually. I think he outbraked himself. Zayak sets the fastest lap of the race. Ooh, Luke is really struggling. Oh, thank you, Robin. I will take a look at it when I have some time. Thank you for sending that to me. But yeah, Luke really struggling. As Vacant Haddock now goes for the move. Oh, Vacant struggling a little bit too. Remember, these guys are also having new setups as well. So this is kind of like a learning race as well. We give these drivers just a place to basically race around and test some stuff out. That's kind of what the Group 1 preseason is as well. But we are also monitoring. Oh, Vacant got a little on the power, or a little on the spinning side, but I think he saved it totally fine. James, 3-second time penalty. But yeah, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, we're besides letting these drivers race and practice and all this sort of thing, we are also kind of looking to see like what these drivers' pace really is, what the division is kind of gonna look like, because this is really the first race where we see these drivers all race together in the same tier, in the same league, all that sort of thing. So I'm really hoping that Group 1 tends to be good. Alrighty, thank you, Robin, for joining in our stream. Have a great night, and good luck for tomorrow as well. And that goes for everyone listening on Group 1. Rick Stratting says, any news on when the calendar will be released? That is a question that a lot of people are asking. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a question mark. Calendar for LSR, it really depends on PSGL, so we're waiting to see what they do. Because they have only released the first 2 races, which I think is Brazil and Vegas. But Brazil is taking place, I believe, next week, and I don't think we're going to start our season next week. It will be like either the week after. So there's a potential. I don't know what the calendar is going to be, because we don't know what PSGL's calendar is going to be, because we're basing it mainly off of that. However, there is a potential possibility that we start at Vegas. That's kind of all I know at this point. But yeah, there's possibilities that Vegas is the first race of the season, because that's PSGL's second race of the season, which would effectively be our first race of the season. I know that's totally mixed up and totally weird, but yeah, it's possible. Vacant, Haddock, and Natty McNasty in the pit lane. Natty's pit on the mediums. Vacant has pit for the mediums as well. Will they get ahead of Zayak? That's the question. Zayak in 11th position at the moment. They are exiting the pit lane, I think, just now. Zayak will come out right behind Vacant, I think. There is Vacant in the distance. Yeah, we'll see what the first race is definitely going to be. It could be Vegas. It could be something else. It really, really just depends on PSGL. If you guys want to know like what the calendar is going to be, definitely kind of keep an eye on PSGL's socials, just because that's exactly what we are doing. We're looking out to what PSGL is going to do. Because their calendar is usually great. Because the thing as well with Group 1 is that we wanted to make it where a lot of the Group 1 drivers are basically practicing for PSGL, which is the day later. That's another reason why it's on Sunday. So it works out really well for Group 1. And then Group 2 and 3 and Crossplay will definitely follow what the calendar is going to be for our main division. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with all that sort of thing. Meanwhile, James in 8th, 7.7 seconds behind Luke, who's actually coming into the pit lane. Those softs would not last to the end of the race. Meanwhile, Dodaligo and Husky swap positions. It seems Dodaligo now into P5. Husky trying to keep it going, though. Ooh. Little bit of contact, but that's okay. There's not a lot of space at that particular spot of the track. They're still side-by-side heading down into turn 4. Husky trying to keep ahead of Dodaligo, but it seems Dodaligo will just get past that Aston Martin and into P5. So after that brilliant pass from Jojo in turn 4, I believe it was, he maintains the lead, but Alexis is catching up. Remember, Alexis is on the hard, so it's just going to get better and better for Alexis Beast at the moment. He is running a great race at the moment, in contention for the race lead. It's now a 2-horse race, I would say, for first. It was a 3-horse race, but then Zayak had that sort of spin at turn 8, I think it was. That dropped him down quite a bit. Ooh, it's been a long race, but it's been enjoyable, of course. My voice is going out a little bit, but that's okay. Jojo in P1, followed by Alexis, Viperize, Sonic, Dodoligo, Husky, James, Natty, Vacant, Zayak, and Luke 2 Red completes the top 11. Flea, Keensom, and Tom out of the race, unfortunately. I think the only one that was a crash, I believe, was Keensom. That's what brought out the safety car, I believe. Oh, Alexis. Oh, that was close to a mistake, or to a spin or a crash or anything like that. Thank goodness it was all A-okay. So anyway, we are on lap 11 out of 29. It's been a great race so far. Great preseason event. Will this be our last preseason event? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. That's up to the... Oh, hold on a second. Sonic off the track. He's going to come out, but will Dodoligo... Will this hurt Dodoligo? Ooh, he almost spins as well. Husky now... Husky and Dodoligo are going to be in this fight for P4, so... Sonic didn't lose a position, but he did lose a lot of time. And does he have damage? Because he's going very wide as well. But yeah, to finish what I was saying, actually, I can't finish what I was saying, because here comes Dodoligo looking for a move on Sonic. Is right on the back. I'll quickly mention it before more action happens. The preseason race, potential second preseason race, will have to be decided by the league owners. I am a league owner as well, but I don't make... I choose not to make the same decisions. I have the executive role, even though I have the role of owner at the moment. It's a confusing thing. It's not like... Anyway, it's not like I am exactly the same power as an owner. As here goes Dodoligo on Sonic. He's now into P4 as well. So that's good for Dodoligo. Reason being I'm not an owner, because this has been asked multiple times, and I feel I probably should answer this, is because I don't have a bunch of time, honestly. I got school coming up. I'm going to college in the end of August, and since LSR's 5th season... Oh, Husky off the track. That's a spin for the Aston Martin car. It doesn't seem like he's got any damage, though, so that shouldn't be affecting his race too much in terms of position. But yeah, I'm heading over to college, so I won't have a ton of time to manage LSR. Plus, I mean, the league runs totally fine without me. I think if you look at it, actually, like, the majority of everything is not run by me anymore. It originally was, but so many people have stepped up and are working to make this league amazing, which is just awesome. I still do the graphics. I still do social media. I still plan on doing that just because why not? I mean, I'm trying to find someone to do the social media, Instagram part of it, but I don't really mind. It's not like it takes too much time out of me. I also have a YouTube channel, which I'm putting a lot of time and effort into that. So I just felt it was time for me to, I don't know, step back a little bit and kind of just watch the league grow, basically. But I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be helping out when I have some time. I'm going to get some water. Hold on a second. Oh, contact between Dodoligo and Sonic. What happened there? Husky's now going to get into 4th. I guess this closes up the competition a little bit more. Oh, but Husky's letting a driver through. I wonder if the game told him to. If that's the case, that's really weird. But I wonder what happened between Sonic and Dodoligo. From what it seemed like, the angle they were pointed coming out and all that sort of thing, don't think it was intentional or anything like that. But I don't know. We will review if it comes up. So lap 23 out of 29, Jojo still leads this race. However, the race win is not in his hands completely. Alexis Beast only about a second behind Jojo, and Viperize P3. Third looks to be a pretty solid result for Viperize. I think it won't change too much unless there's like a massive spin or a crash or anything like that, you know? It's really the battle for fourth at the moment, between Sonic, Husky, Dodoligo, and Natty, and potentially Vacant as well. So 5 cars in this fight for fourth. The team that's been the most consistent, I'd say, is definitely Alpine. Sonic and Vacant really showing some great pace. But honestly, we haven't seen too much of the rest of the field as well. Dodoligo getting past Husky. So that's good. It looks like Husky's continuing the fight. He's going to continue to go side by side with Dodoligo. And, a little bit of contact between the two. Oh, and Dodoligo spins. Whose fault was that? I'm not really sure. But it did seem like there wasn't a lot of space for Dodoligo. Should Dodoligo have backed off? I'm not really sure. Remember, this is just preseason, so it's not like this is going to carry on in terms of a penalty for a driver or two into another event, as Natty looking for a move on Husky. But the part afterwards definitely was the spin. That was, I don't think that was like another driver's fault or anything like that. That was just what it is. But Fortuna does ask a very good question in the comment section. How did that car not break from that wall? We do have reduced damage on. Maybe it's standard. Hold on. I can look at that actually. Hold on a second. I'll look. Let's take a look. Hold on. I gotta remember this. I haven't done this in like a couple of years. Reduced. It's reduced. Okay. So maybe that's why. Maybe reduced is a little different. Not too sure. Oh, Husky off the track. Yeah, I know. Even with reduced, that's crazy. I definitely have to agree with you. You would think that car would like instantly break. Meanwhile, Alexis Beast right on the back of JoJo within DRS range as we come into the final part. Dodoligo, 5-second time penalty. Is that a retirement for the Haas? Not really sure. Husky in the pit lane as well, but both were affected by that. Yes, standard is very sensitive. I definitely have to agree. Thank you for backing us up on the reduced damage. JoJo in first, Alexis Beast in second, Viperize P3. That is the top 3 at the moment. Natty is now in fourth. And Alpine are 5th and 6th with their similar-looking Alpine cars. It's kind of cool, actually. One of them is white on the back, and then the other one's pink on the back, which is kind of cool. You can see it right there. Good shot of it. But they're still fundamentally Alpines, which is very cool, of course. So we have 11 runners still in this race. Sonic, 3-second time penalty. Husky goes off the track at turn 8. Is that just new tires, though? It potentially could be. Zayak has moved back into 7th, though, so that'll be good. But I think the battle we're really watching right now is first and second, and then also the 2 Alpines are having a good battle. Actually, let's keep an eye on this. Vacant going past NYR, it seems, and a switch, actually. So Vacant has gone into P5, maybe practicing some of that team orders, I guess. Vacant now has a better chance at challenging Natty. I think NYR knew that. Yeah, Alexis is right on the back of JoJo, and I think JoJo is going to be under threat from Alexis Beast. Seabird says, are there any assist restrictions? As here we go, Alexis Beast going for the move now on JoJo. JoJo coming back at him. Not very much, actually, never mind. Alexis is now into the lead of the preseason Bahrain race, and Mercedes technically lead the race. And it's not down to tires, I believe that is, because JoJo is on those old mediums, which makes sense. So Alexis is now into first. But to answer your question, I believe the comment came from Seabird? Yes, Seabird. They asked, are there any assist restrictions? Yes, there is in Group 1. Group 2, let me just quickly check exactly to get the correct information. Here comes JoJo on Alexis. Here we go, JoJo to the outside line. Alexis sending it, though. A little bit of contact. No, actually, Alexis keeps ahead. That was a smart overtake from Alexis. Smart overtake from JoJo as well. And Alexis gets the DRS. Wow, okay. Was there contact, though? That's the question. Was there a tiny bit of contact? I don't think so. I think he saw an opportunity and sent it. Jojo knew he was there as well. Clean racing, it seems, from our two drivers there. So, to answer your question on assist restrictions, yes, there is assist restrictions for Group 1s, which is our top division. That is only line available. This division, which is Group 2, allows... let's see. The only things that are off are braking, steering, pit, ERS, DRS, assists all off. So those three. So braking, steering, pit, ERS, and DRS assists off. Everything else is on. That's for Group 2. Group 3 and Crossplay Division, both on, completely no assists disabled. So you can run whatever assist you want in Group 3 and Crossplay. 3 laps to go. Now almost 2. Jojo still has a really good shot at taking this win here in the preseason race. Can Alexis defend against the Swedish driver? Let's see what Jojo can do in that AlphaTauri styled car. DRS enabled. Alexis gonna defend, but here goes Jojo. Wow, what a move! A Verstappen Leclerc battle, it seems, between these two drivers. Alexis trying to keep this going, but Jojo keeps that move. Great reaction there from Jojo. Alexis, great defense as well. Jojo saw that Alexis went a little wide, and he went very wide to make that overtake. It was very reminiscent to Leclerc and Verstappen's battle in the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix, I believe. Or maybe it was 2023. It's 2022. But Jojo back in the lead of this Bahrain preseason race. It's not over yet, though. Alexis is still on the back. He goes a little bit wide. DRS zones to go in this race. We will let you know on the drivers and all this sort of thing. It will either be Breakfast King or R Stratting that contacts you on that. On the cars to pick. Oh, Alexis goes a little bit wide. Jojo gets a little bit too much of that power, though. He's trying to break the slipstream now as we go on to the final lap of this race. This is only preseason, and they're going for a race win. Either one of these drivers could race to the victory on the final lap of the race. It's a one-lap shootout. Alexis Beast has got the DRS on Jojo. Is he going to make the overtake? Now, I wouldn't recommend it, but he's gaining so much time. Here comes Alexis Beast to the outside line. Jojo defends. Alexis takes the lead in the Bahrain Grand Prix on the final lap of the race. Jojo, though, has a really good slow. Oh, and they made contact. The two made contact. Alexis Beast and Jojo both made contact there. Oh my goodness. But whose fault was that, honestly? I don't think that was either driver's fault. Jojo did tap Alexis, though. So they didn't lose any positions. So, wow, okay, chaos at the end of this. But I wouldn't say that was I don't know if I would say that was either Jojo's fault or Alexis's fault, because Alexis was, so B-Tom says definitely Jojo. Yeah, because Jojo did go and tap Alexis, because the driver behind is always the driver at fault, I guess. Well, I guess it didn't really affect too much in terms of the battling there, but Alexis in the lead. Yellow flag, meanwhile, what was going on there? But Alexis is going to come to the flag on the final lap of the race. But wow, this is crazy. So that was an amazing defense by Jojo and Alexis. But it is going to be Alexis coming through to victory in a chaotic end to this only preseason event in the secondary division. He comes across the line to take the win here in Bahrain. Alexis wins here in the desert. Alexis is on top on the hard compound tires. Jojo in second, and Viperize in third. Oh, I just lost sound. Why am I losing sound? That's weird. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? I hope you can. As we have Natty, Vacant, Sonic, Zayak. Oh, there's sound. Sound is back. Okay. Oh, now it's gone again. What is going on? Hold on. Oh, okay, so you can hear me. That's good. That's just the game. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. What a crazy end to this race. Alexis on top, followed by JoJo, Viperize, Natty, Vacant, Sonic, Zayak, Luke to Red, James, Dodoligo, and Husky are the finishers of this race. We also had a comment coming in from Seabird who said, "How long have you been doing this commentary?" Thank you for the compliment on commentary, by the way. I have been commentating since 2019 on Formula One leagues. I started with a guy named Fabregas who could be commentating for LSR in the future and has done in the past. And I commentated. I used to commentate every day of the week until it got too much for me. And yeah, it was really fun. I did commentate for a lot of the big leagues like PSGL and all of them. But eventually, if I'm being honest, I kind of fell out of it. I moved my passion towards other things in life, in the racing world, but just different stuff. But I hope you do enjoy, or you did enjoy the commentary. B-Tom says sometimes you have to pause and unpause the game. Interesting. I've never come across this sound glitch, but seems like it's all worked out. Anyway, there is Alexis Beast on top for the Group 2 preseason Bahrain race. And yeah, great race, honestly. Honestly amazing. That could have fitted totally into a normal race calendar. And this is just preseason, guys. This is how competitive this tier is going to be. And this is only preseason. We haven't seen the whole list of drivers as well. There's so many more drivers to come from this, but Alexis Beast is on top, followed by JoJo and Viperize. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in for this race. Thank you all for the compliments on commentary as well. Really do appreciate all your support. Join us tomorrow for Group 1. Their race begins at 7 p.m. British time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I believe 11 p.m. or sorry, 11 a.m. Pacific U.S. time. Thank you all for joining for this race. That was Bahrain preseason Group 2 event. Like I said, this is just a preseason race, and you saw how competitive that was. Just wait until the actual event itself. We have so many more drivers coming in as well for Group 2. This is just half the grid. Wait until you see the full grid when this tier takes off for an extraordinary season coming up in season number 5. But anyway, I'm Formula Jonah signing off for the last time on LSR's live stream this week. Tomorrow, we will see Vacant and James commentating for Group 1, our top division. Stay tuned for that, of course. It will be amazing. Again, thank you so much for joining us here in this live stream for LSR. We also have Group 3 and the Crossplay division coming up. We're going to try and do some commentary on that as well. But, yep, that's Lightning Speed Racing. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. And I'm Formula Jonah, signing off.